semana.
Hello guys, in this video we're going to see the results of running 100 maps using the apothecary farming strategy that I showed you in my last video. So we are going to be discussing what happens when you don't drop an apothecary card, if you're losing currency in the process or you're actually making some currency back. As you can see in the following footage, this is all the loot that I got from the 100 maps. It's unbelievable the amount of stuff that we actually get from all these maps. From each one of these maps drops a lot of stuff. So in this occasion, I was kind of running out of tabs actually, and I was looking forward to finish the 100 maps to have a complete summary of all the stuff that we're seeing here. So now let me walk through you the Exilence summary. I have here a profile with all the loot that we just saw in the previous clip. And as you can see here, we have a total value of 74 divines. We're going to be checking out all the stuff that we got here, because not all of this is liquorable, but most of this is actually liquorable. Because this is the stuff that we pick from the map. So if we have a good item filter, we are going to be picking up the stuff that we know that we can sell and that is tradable to our place in an easy and fast forward way. So to start off, we got 11 raw divines from these maps. We also got a lot of stacked decks, as you can see, for more than 400. This represents a total amount of around 5 divines, right? And I would say this is probably a little bit more, since with this high amount of units, we will be able to sell them for a better price in bulk. And then we have a lot of maps here. As you can see, we have almost 2.6 maps per map run in this test run. So this is an indicator that we should be taking out some of the map nodes in our Atlas tree to get a lesser quantity of these maps and investing into something else more valuable. Then a bunch of bubblegum currency. As you can see, all this stuff is actually pretty easy to sell. Then we have the divination cards. One of the most common of the valuable ones is home, which is 40 chaos each, and we got 7 of these cards. Some darker half, since we are doing all the maps in the delirium state. I got a Sephiroth 2. It's almost a divine, as you saw in the highlights in the start of the video. Then a dragon heart. I only got 2 of them, so yeah, that's 150 chaos. And the rest of the stuff is more variety of stuff. But as you can see in the second page, we have each item of these representing at least 100 chaos. So we should be taking the cut or the call in the following pages. We have a lot of scarabs. If I search here, we have 12 divines in scarabs. I did sell all of them in bulk, as you can see, as you're going to see in a footage in this video. I sold them through TFT. Then we have some essences. These are all screaming. These should be shrieking. These are not. I actually got a lot of them, even though I'm not expecting anything from essences in your Atlas. But I got them from the Delirium's rewards, and I would say, well, the prices seems to be correct. They are in 1 chaos each, all of them, like it used to be in Exilence. So I'd say these 1 divine is kind of accurate. And so in the video, we're going to see the perfect calculations. And we started, as we specified in the last video, that I invested around almost 40 divines in running, in preparing this 100 setup. And as you can see, we can consider that we got a revenue of 70 divines back by running all these maps. And each one of these maps takes me around 4 minutes and a half and 5 minutes and a half. So let's say that running them one after each other, you start losing some effectivity, some efficiency, and then end up taking in between 5 and 6 minutes per map. So that means that 100 maps, it's an estimate around of 8 to 9 hours. So the profit per hour in this case, without the apothecary drop, because we didn't drop an apothecary in these 100 maps, it's a total value of 3.5 divines per hour. So in my opinion, I think this is pretty good. This is pretty good news, I'd say, because we can run this strategy and not lose any currency. And actually we are making some, let's say, decent amount of currency, right? 3.5 divines. Let's say that we can do it less efficient, or we can have some of the big drops. I would say at least we will make 3 divines per hour, and that's decently enough to keep running this strategy until we get the big ticket drop. That is the apothecary card. And if we consider the apothecary in these 100 maps, of course we aren't taking the 100 value of the card. We are considering the relative drop of the home card, as we get 7. And considering the apothecary, we should be dropping 1 apothecary each 10, 11 or 12 homes. So we should be expecting 1 apothecary card drop each 150 maps. And that would mean that we can consider adding 66% of the apothecary value to our revenue, and see that our profit per hour in that case, if we end up having, or let's say end up dropping an apothecary, would be, we will have a total profit per hour of 8 divines per hour, and that's a totally different number. That's pretty good for a strategy itself. And for some final conclusions for the whole strategy since the start to this point, I would say that we did find that we aren't losing any currency by doing this strategy. It's the other way around. We are actually making some, not much, but we are not losing. Then I also pointed out the fact that this is a pretty good fun, at least in my opinion, endgame experience, since we are doing all of these mega giga G's maps, and that's pretty good. That's pretty different comparing to the early stages of the league. Then something negative in this strategy is setting up all the maps in hindsight, because we have to be trading a lot of stuff, the Delirium Orbs, these scarabs, these sextants. There's a lot of work before starting the whole test run. And finally, I would say that there is a lot of room to be improved in this strategy. I would say, for instance, that using 3 Delirium Orbs isn't the best idea because of recent findings we had in the community that adding more layers won't affect the divination card drops. So for the next iteration of this strategy, I would totally use only 1 Delirium Orbs just to add more mobs in our maps, and also maybe trying the winged scarabs instead the gilded ones. Even though that would increase our investment per map, maybe it does compensate, because I'm not going to be using 3 Delirium Orbs. Yeah, I hope you like this series. I'm going to hopefully continue doing and hopefully drop an apothecary the next time. So yeah, see you guys in the next videos, and bye.